Hi, my name is Bessie Tam. I'm a project manager at San Francisco Public Utilities Commission. So what I do is that I take a project from planning through design, through construction, and along the way, I work with a lot of engineers, sometimes architects, landscape developer, other professionals in the industry to get their help in order to, like I said, do the planning, design, and then construction for mostly civil engineering projects, and currently I'm working on wastewater projects. Currently I have a very challenging project. It's called the North Shore to Channel Force Main project. And a force main is simply a pressurized pipe. So this is a project that will create a redundant force main for an existing one which has been deteriorated. And it's a very important project because the existing force main carries the sewage for a quarter of the city. And we really need that redundancy in order to be able to continue to maintain services. And then also it will allow us to go back to the existing force main and fix it. So then, we'll be able to have that two different lines to carry a substantial amount of sewage, combined sewage through the city. The North Shore to Channel Force Main project, the current project estimate is about $60 million. So the status of the project is that currently we have installed about 70% of the pipeline into the ground. And getting there was very challenging because this is a very old street, meaning that actually this street used to be in the bay. So, and there used to be buildings and wharfs and piers that we're going through in our installation of the new force main. As part of that work, we had to remove a lot of underground obstructions that we were not encountering, including 7 underground storage tanks in the area. So we've overcome a lot of these challenges, and the pipe is now installed in the ground. And we have backfilled, and on Drum Street right now, we are actually restoring the roadway. And maybe you also see that but we still have an open excavation, basically a big hole in the ground adjacent to the cable car turnaround on California Street. So when I went through high school, I really liked math and science. And so I think that was the beginning of how I got interested in engineering. I wasn't sure what I wanted to study, so I talked to actually my physics teacher, and he encouraged me to consider engineering as a profession. So that's how I got interested into the industry. So I went to UC Davis and I got my Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering. But before I graduated, just to make sure that's what I really wanted to do, I actually entered an internship with the San Francisco International Airport through the city and county of San Francisco. And so I interned there since my sophomore year. And I worked in environmental controls because that was what I was interested in when I was going through school. And then later on in construction management as well, just to get exposure to different types of civil engineering. And I think through that experience, working with other professionals and seeing the work that they do and really how critical the work is, even though most of the public that is not aware of, to me, civil engineers kind of invisible engineers because it's supposed to work. If it doesn't work, that's a problem, right? But just seeing how important that work is got me really interested in continuing with completing my college degree, and then actually coming back to work for the city after I went and worked 2 years in consulting profession. I actually went back to the airport and then eventually made my way into San Francisco Public Utilities Commission. So I worked a couple of years as a design engineer, and then about maybe 10 years ago, I joined the project management group, and I've been working there since. So it's been very rewarding to me. I think that project management and civil engineering, there's just so much breadth and depth in the field. So there's a lot of different things you can do. I've said earlier before, you have planning, design, construction, there's environmental approval that need to occur in order for the project to actually get into construction. And so there's a lot of different things you can do, and I really enjoy that. I really like the people I work with. I think they're all really hardworking individuals. That's one of the things I really enjoy. Going out to the field and seeing construction is very rewarding, especially after spending a couple of years in the office. doing the planning and design, and getting the project to construction. So civil engineering is a very tangible, the product of the work that we do is very tangible. You see it being built. You see, the big excavation, the big hole in the ground, and then you see the pipes go in, and then it gets buried. So just seeing a project come to fruition and being constructed and being completed, and then knowing that it's put in service, I think that's a very rewarding piece of the of being a civil engineer and being a project manager. The qualities that I think are important to be a successful civil engineer, definitely having a very solid background in the technical aspects in all the different science and math classes, but really to me, going through school and going through college, it's really to teach you how to learn. So one of my mentors had told me when I was going through college, he said that the most important thing about going through school is to learn how to learn, because the learning is continuous. Even though we have the basics in terms of the technical skills, moving forward, every job has slightly different challenges. So I think the technical skills is important, but really having that open-mindedness and having that thirst, I guess, for lack of a better word, or the desire to continue to learn, I think is very important. One thing that's actually very important, I think, in any industry, but really in civil engineering as well, is communication skills, reading and writing, being able to communicate, complex technical issues in layman terms is one of the really important skills in my opinion, especially being a project manager when we have to do presentations, public speaking, communicating to residents, businesses, and oftentimes even to city officials. So communication skills is also another big thing. So technical background, having a desire to continue to learn, and then very good communication skills and working with people. So if I have a friend or family member who wants to go into the water and wastewater industry, I would advise that they take their technical classes, do well in them. I would recommend that they also pursue internships. They can also, talk to engineers. There's a lot of different organizations. Go to Baywork websites and take a look at, see what other civil engineers are doing, and then reach out to different agencies, whether it's consultants or local agencies, and pursue internships to get a feel to see if this is, really your cup of tea.